everyone, it's Raven, and yes, I have new hair! Like, okay, it's still the same hair, but like, I dyed it. We have still my purple and blue, and I accidentally also, this is also actually still blue, but there is a little bit red, and here on my purple side is like way too much green, and my bangs are green, and this is no green, and this is also red, so like, I am a rainbow demon from hell, and my makeup today is, it's a lot. And as you can see, all of them are behind me. Actually, not all of them. I also made now a doll Instagram account where I took you guys on a whole journey of how I reorganized my whole entire room. So you get a little room tour to see there. It's called Halloween Cat, so it's like my second like spam doll account. So if you're interested in seeing me posting about my monster dolls, go follow that account as well. But my neighbors are slow. But today, guys, I'm going to rank all the monster couples, and let me tell you something. It is so incredibly hard to structure this video, because there are of course some official couples like Dracula and Claude or Cleo and Juice, like the classic couples, and I will rank the official like monster high couples like also Gil and Laguna, and we'll see how that goes. So I have now I think 17 official monster high couples that are like couples, or at least set up or have some dynamic in the episodes and movies, like some official dynamic. For example, Abby and Heath are not like an official couple, but they do have some chemistry, for example, in the movie Ghoul's Rule, but like official chemistry. I mean, there's also chemistry between, like, for example, in that one episode with Rochelle and Invisibility, but this is more like a smaller chemistry. So I also asked you guys on Instagram and here on YouTube what your ships are, who you think would be a great couple. And I will include them later, but I will not rank them because, yeah, you guys, I wrote all of them down. And you nearly told me every combination there's possible with every character. So I have like over 100 ships, and I will not rank them. I will rate them and discuss them, what my opinions on them are. But like, guys, these are so many. Some of them are pretty weird. Like, I would have never come up with this. But also, if you are like living under a rock, and if you didn't know, Garrett Zander, the guy who designed and created most of these beautiful dolls behind me, also has an Instagram account, and he answers questions very frequently. And like, I think a month ago, he told that some monster characters, like for example Valentine or Claudine, were actually supposed to be gay or lesbian, just LGBTQ+. But unfortunately, Mattel didn't want that because they said that it was not the right time. But we still as a community see them as gay or lesbian monsters, humans, just as LGBTQ people now. So there are of course a lot of ships which are like a girl and a girl or a boy and a boy. And I think this is so amazing because I just also like the idea, or just the fact that Claudine is now actually a lesbian. Like, my childhood dreams come true. Oh my god, I love her so much. Let's start with the ranking. So I have 17 official couples that I think are official. You might have a different opinion on them, but we need to start this video somehow. So my official couples are, which I will be including in the ranking now, are 17 ones. We have Laguna and Gil, Claude and Draculaura, Nathan and Frankie had some official dynamic in the Freaky Fusion movie, Spectra and Porter, Abby and Heath, Hold Tight and Frankie, Jackson, Jekyll and Frankie, Jackson and Claire at the end of Ghoul's Rule, Frankie and Andy from the Skull Shores, Garrett and Rochelle, Caddy, Noir and Pharaoh, Cleo and Deuce, Arboretta and Johnny Spirit, Frankie and Hoodoo, Ghoulia and Slow-Mo, Scara and Invisibility, Iris and Manny. That's it. These are like the ones that I think have official dynamic. Of course, there are a lot of other ones, and I will talk about it, of course, in this video, but these were my like official ones. I might have missed some, I probably missed somebody, but we need to start this video. And now, out of these 17 couples, let's start with my least favorite, number 17. You all know this, okay? Don't hate me for that, but number 17 is going to be Laguna and Gil. I just think that Laguna really deserves better. I like Gil as a cat. Okay, here's the thing. I think Gil is pretty sweet. I think it's cute that he's like the soft boy. We also need these types of boys with these character traits. And I just think that Laguna in this relationship is, of course, like the leader. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that is so cool. So I think there, of course, is some dynamic between. This is why they are a couple. But I just think throughout the whole movies and episodes, they are the couple that have the most problems because she's a seawater or in salt water, and he is in fresh water. They're just different water types, and this is also why Gil's family doesn't like Laguna. They don't accept her, and also in that one episode, I think it was in a Gloom and Bloom, like I think it was like volume 5 or 6, and when Lorna McNasty was also there, and Laguna thought that she had an affair with Gil, and they have their cute moments, and they could be a great couple, but I just think that deep down, Gil does not love Laguna 100%. I think it's more of a one-sided love here, and I think that this is really sad because throughout the whole movies, Gil is sometimes very mean and very moody, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for Laguna, I think, I mean, she's also a strong girl. I mean, she can endure this. For example, I personally could never be with a boy who sometimes loves me, who sometimes does not want to be friends with me. I think he's very indecisive. He's probably a Libra like me, but I'm sorry, the dynamic is just it does not get me at all. Okay, now at spot 16 we have... Wait, there's no spot 16. This just was spot 16. Okay, Gil and Laguna are spot 16. There are just 16 characters in total. I'm bad at counting. I just graduated from high school. Math is now not in my life anymore. Hi. Okay, now move on to spot number 15. 15 is going to be Iris and Manny. So we got to explore this relationship in the episodes. I think these episodes were called I Only Have an Eye for You. Manny is just this typical high school boy that just likes to play around and is not really ready for an like official relationship yet. This is like this typical high school relationship. This is why he is also not... I mean, of course he likes Iris. I think he likes every girl. But Iris is like totally in love with him. But this is also, again, really a one-sided love. Isn't there like this Greek mythology? Isn't there like in 3rd grade in school we had this like Greek day, and then there was a story about this maze and the bull, and wasn't there also like a cyclops? I don't know. There's something in my memories. I think they have some connection, some mythology connection. So this is maybe why she's in love with him. But like total one-sided love, and they also but they got an STCC exclusive pack together. So this is cute. But there's no like extreme love between those two. Actually, I think Gil and Laguna's relationship is a little bit better than Iris and Manny's. So let's just put I'm so indecisive. Let's put Laguna and Gil on spot 15 and Iris and Manny at spot 16. So Laguna and Gil is not my least favorite. Okay, now let's move on to number 14, which is Frankie and Hoodoo. And this is actually, I think their dynamic would be cute, but technically she is his mother because she built him. So this is a little weird for me. I mean, her intent was in building him that he is going to be her boyfriend, because this was like one of the earlier episodes in volume 1 or 2 when everyone was like, oh my gosh, yeah, Frank, you also have a boyfriend, oh my god, we want to meet him. And then she was like, oh damn, yeah, hi, you will meet him tomorrow. And then she just went home in her little Frankenstein home and just built herself a boyfriend. So this story is cute, but they're more like friends afterwards and not boyfriend and girlfriend, because they would be a little bit weird. Like, just imagine you build your own boyfriend. It's a little bit weird. Okay, spot 13 goes to Jackson and Claire. So in the movie Ghoul's Rule, this is also the only time Claire actually ever appears in Monster High. We had some scenes between them together also when Jackson was in high school. I just love that movie so much. I recently just watched it with some people I met on Instagram. We have a group, the whole cult, and we just recently watched the movie together. I only watched it halfway through because then I had to study for my final exam. But it was just so cool. We just loved the movie Ghoul's Rule so much. Okay, Holt or Jackson are just total crazy. And we don't really like Claire that much, but I still think that her dynamic is kind of cute in this movie. I think I mean, I kind of like Claire, okay? But I think the dynamic is really cute, and at the end he even... I think the end was so cool when it was like this big party and the whole time was like the DJ, and then he, I think he says that Jackson has a fine taste in girls or something like that, and then she takes... Oh, then she puts like these things... Wait, how... what? I have no idea how these are called in English, but she puts like them on top of his head. And then he of course transforms into Jackson, and then she kisses him. And I think that scene was so cute, okay? I think that was so adorable. By the way, yay. It just landed in my cat's water bowl.
Nice. Okay.
Spot number 12 goes to Spectra Vondergeist and Poltergeist. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but Vondergeist in German means von der Geist, which means from the ghost, and Poltergeist, I think it's also called Poltergeist, or it's called Poltergeist, but Geist means just ghost in German, so why do they have German names? I don't really like the movie Haunted, because I didn't really like their dynamic. I think that the dynamic was really forced. I think it kind of felt like to me that they just made that their intention for this movie was to give Spectra a boyfriend, and this dynamic between these two felt just not very natural. I think it was cool that they put them like into detention together, that they actually did spend some time together, that they have to do some course like sorting the books, and that they both have to just work their chains off, and this was a cute time. But no, I think Spectra has a really weak character. She's not really fleshed out in my opinion, and Porter on the other hand is like a total rebel, and I think their love is just really superficial and wouldn't last very long, which is why they are only at spot number 12. Spot number 11 goes to Ghoulia and Slow-Mo. At the beginning of the Monster Hive episodes, I think it was even in volume 2, there was this fight between Slow-Mo and this other zombie over which one is going to be Ghoulia's boyfriend, and Slow-Mo has been actually in many episodes. Recently we rewatched all of them, and he was like in so many episodes. This was actually so super cool and cute, and unfortunately zombies don't talk, they just moan a little bit, so this is why their relationship isn't like that deep, and they don't have like a really deep dramatic history, which is why they're not like at number 1 now, so they're only at spot 11. At number 10 we have Nathan, Rod and Frankie. So I think Eric Zander also told us that Nathan is maybe gay or bisexual. Wait, I have it right here. Wait a minute. Oh my god, I just realized something. Literally in every video I say like, oh my god, this Monster High character has the same hair as me, but no, like literally he has like red, yellow and blue, and what do I have? Blue, yellow, red, like, and my Nathan Run. You guys know Frankie has had a lot of boyfriends, and many really hate this about her, but guys, imagine you are only 15 days old. Okay, now she's like 10 years old because she was like made in 2010. Anyway, she's still very young and she wants to experience life. So it, to me, feels kind of natural that she wants to experience love in many different boys. I just think that this is natural for her because this is also her character. Her character is very adventurous and she wants to experience a lot of stuff in a small time. So I think that this is actually natural that she loves so many boys at the same time, and maybe someday she will find her big love. But Nathan and Frankie, they're in dynamic, and I think it's cute how they met the first time when the hybrids arrived at the school, that she was so friendly to him, that they had a dynamic. But then Avia Trotter came and was like, no, Nathan and she's like mean, but they're still really, their relationship still kind of progressed a little bit in the movie. So this is what I think makes also a good relationship, is when you overcome these troubles and struggles. And it was also cool to see at the end, when Frankie actually died, how much he cared about her and how they resurrected her. So this was actually really cute, so this is why it's a little bit higher up. Now we come to spot number 9, which is going to be another Frankenstein and Andy. I think their relationship was actually, it is one of the one of my favorite Frankie relationships in the movie Sculptures. Andy is the beast, and there was this expeditioner, is it called that in English? Like this lady, like in the, it looks like she was there like in the 40s or 50s on this island, and she looked exactly like Frankie. I think this is such a cool idea, and that he then also built all these statues for her. Like, she is a goddess to him, so it makes perfect sense that he also grabs her when he sees her in Sculptures, and how they are then at his little house in the jungle. I think this is really cool, and how he protects her. I think this is just a very different relationship, because in all of the other relationships I always think that Frankie is the top and now she's the bottom, so this is really cool and interesting. I really like that about this relationship. Now we come to spot number 8, which is going to be Skara and Invisibility. So Skara is a banshee and also has telepathic abilities, so she's always afraid that when she comes close to him that she can read his minds, and then she's afraid that he will not like her. And Invisibility can make himself invisible, so he does not really like to be seen. He's very shy, and both of these monsters just have the same personality, I think, and I think that because of this they have such a great dynamic, cute couple. Let's move on to spot number 7, which is going to be Hold Tight and Frankie's side. Hold Tight, my boy. I actually hate it when he's with any girl because he's my boy. I can already tell you, Jackson and Frankie is at spot 6, so I think the relationship between Jackson and Frankie is a little bit better than with Hold. Because in these episodes where she's like, it was in volume 2, thing was called Dueling Personalities, when she has to decide, where she's trying to decide if she wants to be with Holt or Jackson, I always find it that the dynamic between Holt and Frankie was never as good as with Jackson and Frankie, because of course Holt is this like bad boy and Frankie loves that about him, what we all love. But I just think that in general, the fact that he is 2 boys at the same time, that this really intrigues Frankie and that this would be really cool for her. So I think that these guys, I mean, she's still new and trying to fit in, and they are now like also new because they are both new to this whole I have another person inside my body thing. So I think that this would be a great dynamic. But still, if I should be really honest, I don't want Holt and Jackson I don't want Holt and Jackson to be boyfriends to any girl or boy, because they're my boys. But okay, I'm sadly not a Monster High, even though I would perfectly fit in there. I would be called Raven, and I would be, oh yeah, somebody also recently asked me this on a video, if I were a monster, I think I would be a hybrid, because I watched this show Teen Wolf, and there was a hellhound, and I also love just Avatar The Last Airbender, and I'm just totally a Fire Nation personality person, so a hellhound. But my mother would be a werecat, so that I would have like blue flames like Azula, like pastel purple flames. They just imagine me with like purple flames and like hellhound plus werecat. That would be me, bitches! Let's move on. Okay, spot number 5 goes to Abby Bumble and Heath Burns. I love their dynamic so much. Just the fact that it's like fire and ice, especially in the movie Ghouls Rule, we see how Abby always rescues Heath, and that he does not like it, and that he wants to rescue her. And at the end, he actually rescues her from that like big ice statue. And I just love their dynamic so much. This is just so cool because both know that this is kind of ridiculous, and they both love the other one, but they still know that it's a little bit ridiculous. But this is what I love about them. I think they would have like so much fun as a couple. This is why I love them so much. And spot number 4 goes to Operetta and Johnny Spirit. I think they do have some official dynamic because they had this like duet in the catacombs, and also in Haunted we saw how they like winked at each other. I just, in general, also in my character ranking, I also explained why I love Johnny Spirit so much. His history is just so cool, just their personalities, that they're both like rebels, and it would be just a very fierce couple, and I would just love to see them more in movies and episodes. I love both of these characters so much, and both of them together are just so perfect. I think they are one of the best couples ever. And now we come to my top 3. So spot 3 goes to Dracula and Claude. Oh my gosh, like this is like the second most basic couple. Their relationship had some ups and downs, but I think that it's so cool that they managed to overcome so many ups and downs, because they really have a deep connection, because there's also this crisis between vampires and werewolves, and that they are together. I think this is so cute and cool. And also in Sweet 1600, that their love even managed to overcome the cruel Valentine in this movie, his spells. I think that this is so amazing, and I'm just looking at them right now because they're my Sweet 1600 dolls standing right there, like my Claude and Dracula. This is just so cute. I love them so much. Now we come to my number 2, who I think is a little bit better than Dracula and Claude. Actually, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is Caddy and Pharaoh. Somebody also commented that there is this connection between Pharaoh and Caddy, because I mean, Pharaoh is a pharaoh, like Egypt, and they worship cats. Just like, look at them. I literally have an Egyptian cat statue right there. So, yes, I'm interested in these topics as well. I just love like Greek mythology and all that, and Egypt. And okay, I got to see Pharaoh in general just in Boii the movie. But the fact that I love their relationship so much, even though I just experienced their relationship in one movie, really means a lot. The reason why Caddy also wants to go to Boii is because she has never experienced real true love in her life before, and she always sings songs about love, but she actually does not know what love is. And then she finds this cool rapper in Boii who is also suppressed and forced to do things he does not want to do by his mother, and then they two find together, they sing, and then their voices get taken away, and then they're like really sad and don't like each other anymore, and then they get their voices back, and then they love each other again. I just think that the singing and just finding themselves in general really connects them. Okay, now of course, I think everyone has them at their number 1. I think most people do. And this is of course Cleo and Deuce. They are the original Monster High couples. In the first wave of Monster High dolls, we had Dracula, Frankie, Laguna, Claudine, and the 2-pack of Cleo and Deuce. And this speaks a lot. They have had the most crisis probably in the relationship, beginning with the movie Ghoul's Rule. Cleo's father and Nephra never wanted Cleo to get along, to be his boyfriend, because he says, dude, way too often, and he is just not royal, and Cleo should rather date a royal guy. So especially in the movie Boii, we also got to see how Cleo even broke up with him. We had a whole song about this. So, and they are also both so beautiful, so they perfectly match together. They are just like the classic couple that you just gotta love. I can't really explain it. It's just the dynamic between these two feels just so incredibly natural, and the fact that we got to experience their relationship the longest throughout all of the episodes and movies. It just feels so right to put them on spot number 1. And now let's talk about the ships that you guys told me, or that also I think are very interesting. I try to include everyone. By the time I'm filming this right now, it's now the 9th of June, so maybe some of you comment under my video after I filmed this video. So unfortunately I do not include those in this video, because just time, you know, I gotta put this video out on Fridays. But still, I will talk about many couples, and let's start with the first one. We have Dracula and Valentine. Of course, they were in love when, I think like in the 14 or 1500s, I don't know when that little scene played in Sweet 1600, and then she comes back. I think that this is actually very dramatic, and I love this idea so much. But the fact that we got now the information that Valentine is actually gay, and that he is breaking all these girls' heart because he never really find his true love because he's gay, I think that this is a really cute and cool idea. So this is why this ship doesn't really exist anymore. And next we have Claudine and Dracula. The thing is, I mean, many said that the reason people see this is because Claudine never wanted Draculaura to be friends with Claude. But I think you really have to make a difference between really good like best friends and girlfriend. Because in my life, I've had many times that I also had a best friend, and sometimes being like really good friends with someone also feels like being in a relationship with them, if you know what it means. I've had many friends, also really good friends, that I like broke up with, like our friendship ended, and it really felt like a breakup. So I think that every friendship also is a relationship in some way, but so this is, I think that they're like really, really extremely good friends, and that a friendship is kind of also a relationship, but I don't think that they would like, if you want to go that far. So this is my opinion on this. I think they're just really good friends, and that's it. Next up we have Elizabeth and Draculaura. The thing is, many of you shipped Draculaura with someone, but I just really don't think that she is a lesbian. I'm so sorry. I just really don't see her being a lesbian, yeah. No, she's just so boy crazy all the time also. So this is why I just sorry, no. I think that Elizabeth has potential to be a bisexual or a lesbian, but just not with Draculaura. I think that they also have a cute history together because they've known each other for centuries now, but also really good friends, but no relationship. Next up we have Twyla and Holleen. I can see this one, yeah, I can see this one, also why. Twyla is really protective of Holleen, but I think Twyla obviously has feelings for Holleen, but with Holleen I'm not really sure if she's lesbian or bisexual. I actually think that she might be straight. The thing here is also, I think that Twyla just really loves Holleen, but Holleen just sees her as a really, really good friend, so I don't think that that relationship would like 100% work. Next up, this is a ship that I made up, and this is Catherine the Mew and Luna Morpheus. Guys, like Luna has just this open personality. She's like dancing around, singing around, like just feeling herself, and Katrina's like, she also wants to do these things, but she's just too shy for that. And I think that Luna would just like want to take her out, and then also Katrina would like bloom and just be happy in life. I think that they would just bring out the best in each other, so I think that their relationship would be so amazing, and I think that both of them, I think Katrina would be lesbian and Luna would be bisexual. Next up we have also a ship that I made up, and this is Marisol Coxey and Andy. I mean, both are like okay, Marisol's not from the jungle. I mean, kind of. She's from Monster Peach. In one of my episodes, we got to see that she kind of lives in the jungle, and Andy does as well. And he's kind of insecure about himself, and she was insecure about her feet, but now she's not anymore. So I also think that their relationship would be very healthy, and she would bring out the best in him, and yeah, just being very supportive. So I think this would be cute as well. Next up, this is also one I made up, which is Jane Boolittle and Betsy Claro. Jane Boolittle, I always have this picture of her in my head that she's like very mean and rebel, but then I remember that she's like the shyest school like in the whole Monster High, because she's literally always just hiding in the catacombs. And I think that Betsy Claro, who is a very straightforward girl, would also just bring her out, and they're also like both from the jungle and are very protective about, for example, Jane is very protective about the pets, and Betsy is very protective about the plants. So I think this would also connect them. Next up we have Gina Fire and Hold Tide. What? And Hold? I think it's at Heath. Oh my god, Gina Fire and Hold Tide. Oh my god, that would be yes! Oh damn! Just that I think he would be a little bit too loud for her, because of course Holt just exists when he listens to music. I think Gina Fire just likes it to be that there is also like sometimes silence, and just to like, I could imagine Gina Fire liking to go on trips and just enjoying the nature and just meditating, and Holt High wouldn't be that great for that, but in general I think that dynamic is kind of cool. Next up we have Holleen and Romulus. I included them because in the one episode, early on, I think it was volume 2, she was in love with him. But of course he's not, because he's like 5 years older than her, and that just, I don't know why. Holding sometimes is a little bit stupid, because this boy is like, no, it's not hers. No, sorry. Next up we have Honey Swamp and Porter Guys. I think I made this up as well. But why? Oh yeah, I actually think this would be cool. Yeah, I think Honey Swamp would finally be a ghoul that can also show him the direction, you know, and that she could control him, because I think that she would be a kind of little bit like that. I think that she would be a little mystery to her, and I think that this would really intrigue him, and his rebel character traits would intrigue Honey. So this would actually be a really cute couple. Next up we have Gulia and Kiersey Trollson. Of course the video game stuff connects them both, but other than that I don't really see a dynamic between them, just a little bit of a rivalry and a friendship, but not like an relationship. Next up we have Lorna and Gil. I actually think, don't kill me, that Lorna and Gil have a better dynamic than Laguna and Gil. Again, Laguna really deserves better, and Lorna, I hate her. I'm sorry, I don't like Lorna at all. You know what? I think Gil is asexual. Let's just let him out of here. Okay, next up we have, this is also something I made up, and this is very weird, but I love this ship so much, and this is Wydona Spider and Gil the Gold Stag. I mean, just look at them. As I was organizing my Monster dolls, I put them together and they just look so cute together. I also think that Gilda was meant to be transgender, transgender. I'm not able to pronounce this word right. I think this is so amazing, and I love this doll so much. This is the reason why I bought her, why I bought this 5-pack. It is just amazing, and these two together, we don't really know a lot of about the characters, but just the way they even look together, I think this is so cute. Next up we have Castafiers and Valentine's brother. I think Valentine's brother is called Spelden. Diary, it was leaked that Valentine has a brother and that he's in love with Castafiers. I sadly don't know anything about that. I don't know how Spelden looks or something, but a vampire and a witch, yeah, I think that this could work, but I just don't know a lot about him, sadly. Next up we have Invisibility and Twyla, and now you guys, you shipped Invisibility with so many ghouls! Like, it looks like that Invisibility is one of our fan favorites, so this is cute. Invisibility and Twyla, I can get that. They were both in the Invisible Club. But I just don't think, I actually think that Twyla really is a lesbian, and this is why I don't think that they would make a great couple. They of course both have the same interests, like they both don't want to be seen, are a little bit shy and introverted, but I just see them more as friends than an actual couple. Next up we have Gigi and Heath. There was this one episode called, I think, Be Careful What You Wish For. The thing is with Heath, that just like with Manny, he's like this typical boy who just is like girl crazy and loves all girls and just wants to be girlfriends with some girls, so I think he would not mean it very serious. I would say Gigi just has this typical Pisces personality. I think that she would be a Pisces, that she is very emotional and interprets a lot in very little details, and that she would sadly be fooled by Heath, because he does not really often think before he acts or says something, which is why I think that he would hurt her feelings, which is why this relationship would not work very well. Next up we have Wisp and Valentine. No, like Valentine is no gay for me, okay? So no girls please around here. Next up we have Easy Dawn Dancer and Nathan. Very interesting. I don't know what to think about that. Actually yes, this is actually kind of cute, because she's very traditional and also introvert, and I think this could work, like 70% I'd say yes. This is very interesting. Next up we have Elizabeth and Hoodoo. Yes, I can totally see that. She's a big star, and he is in love with her because she is his idol. This would be so cute and cool, actually. I'd say yes. We have Cyrena and Finnegan Wake. I don't see the dynamic in here at all, because he is like very active, very straightforward, very fast, and Serena's like really slow and little like cloudy head. I don't see that working at all. Next up we have Venus and Rochelle, because they were also released in the Zombie Shake pack together. Venus and Rochelle. I don't think that Rochelle is bisexual or a lesbian because she's also with Garrett. Oh my god, guys, I just realized something. I forgot Garrett and Rochelle in my fucking ranking. Okay, in my ranking that I did way earlier in the video, Garrett and Rochelle were at place number 10. So Nathan and Frank would be at number 11. And then we would actually have 17 spots. Nice that I can count. Next up we have Hoodoo Voodoo and Jane Boolittle. No, I think because she's a very shy and because she's a very shy ghoul, she would actually be great friends with Bonita, femur, I think. But with Hoodoo, no, I think he would scare her too much. Next up we have Cleo and Torelei. Because also in a Freaky Fusion diary we saw some cute dynamic right there. But I think Cleo is not lesbian, so I think Torelei is maybe. Torelei might be. But not Cleo. Cleo is with you, so no. Next up we have Rebecca and Elizabeth. I think that something truly connects them because she had the vampire heart like for centuries, I even think, inside of her, which is really cool because the vampire heart belongs to Elizabeth, so this really connects them, and this is why they might even have a relationship. I'm not really sure. Maybe like I'm 80% sure that they could be a good couple. Next up we have Abby and Julia. Oh yes, I can totally see that. I can see that 100%. They have such a great dynamic. I love them so much. Yes, yeah. Throughout all of the episodes and movies, I totally see that. Next up we have Gulaipi and Mausides.
No.
Next up we have Venus and Rebecca. Venus and Rebecca. No, I don't see that really. Next up we have Jackson and Torelei. What? Next up we have Gina, Fire and Heath. They had some dynamic, but again, I think Heath is just not ready for a girlfriend yet. And Gina Fire, no, I think she has higher standards, let's just say it like that. Invisibility and Caddy, because they're also both very in a disappearing club. I would say no, because I really ship Caddy with Farrah and Invisibility with Scarra, so they're like both already taken. Next up we have Gina, Fire and Abby. I get that because of, again, fire and ice, but I'm not really sure. I would rather say that Abby is with Heath. Next up we have Torelei and Valentine. No. Not really. I mean, they had of course some dynamic in the movie Sweet 1600, but again, I really just think that Valentine is gay, which is why I do not really ship him with any girls. I have Laguna and Torelei. I can see that. I can totally see that for especially in the movie Great Scary Reef, where they had this fight at the beginning, because they are both have very strong personalities, are rebels, so I can really see that, because again, I don't think that Laguna and Gil have the best relationship. In Torelei and Laguna, I think this would be very freaking cool, and I would have loved to see the freaky fusion happen between them. Cleo and Claudine would actually be a great fusion. I would have loved to do it that way anyway. Next up we have Invisibility and Rochelle. We had this episode where they danced because Rochelle's made out of stone. All of them made, I think it was especially Operetta that made fun of her that she cannot like really do these great moves, and then Invisibility made himself invisible and helped her. I think this is actually really cute. I would say yes, but the thing is that Rochelle is already has Garrett as a boyfriend, but I think their dynamic between Invisibility and Rochelle is actually really cool as well, so I'd say yes. Next up we have Jackson and Valentine. I'm not really sure what I should think about that. Jackson and Valentine. Actually, I don't really know. I'd say yes. I could just really imagine Valentine coming to Monster High again, and then I don't really know. I think that this would actually be cute. Next up we have somebody requested the freshwater Laguna version that we got in 13 Wishes and Gil. This is the worst dynamic ever. I hate their relationship. But Laguna being even a freshwater and being extremely annoying, just as annoying as Gil. Kill me, please. I hated that scene in the movie. This is why the movie was not in my number one on my movie ranking. Next up we have Claudine and Viperine. Oh yes, I love Viperine a lot. And I also love Claudine. She's my favorite character. Viperine and Claudine. Yes. I'd say yes, actually. Claudine and Gina Fire. Oh yeet, yes. Yes, that would be cool. Yeah, I'd love to see that. Next up we have Dracula and Heath. We had that episode at the way at the beginning in like volume 1. That didn't work out. Like, she was in love with him because he was like the new hot boy, but then she quickly realized he is not mature at all. So no. Next up we have Digi and Finnegan. I would also say no because she's kind of slow and shy and he's like very extroverted and fast, and so I'd say no. Next up we have Kiyomi and Draculaura. Kiyomi is also confirmed to be a lesbian. I also think that. I think I would say yes, because she also haunts Draculaura, so this is a very big indicator for that. The thing is also, Spectra said that Kiyomi was like so shy at the beginning, and then when she met her, she's like totally evolved and bloomed. So this maybe also stands for that she finally accepted herself, and that she's a lesbian, and that she's finally okay with that and loves herself. So I think that this would make perfect sense again, but I just don't think that Draculaura is a lesbian. I think she was really intrigued by Kiyomi. I think that really intrigued her, and that she also had feelings for her a little bit, but that they faded afterwards again, sadly, because she's like in love with Claude. Next up we have Heath and Gulia. Okay, my camera battery already died twice and this video is getting way too long, so I'm gonna make this fast now. Heath and Gulia. No. Kiyomi and River Styx. This would actually be cute, yes. Luna, Matthews and Jackson. Oh yes, yes, I can see that because I can identify with Luna a lot and I love Jackson and Holt, so yes. Next up we have Claude and Honey Swamp. Interesting, but I think he's better with Draculaura. Next up we have Claudine and Kiyomi. No, their dynamic is not really cool. Next we have Kiyomi and Spectra. I could see that, yes, actually yes. Frankie and Deuce. No, Deuce is with Cleo. Next up we have this locker monster, you know, this thing, and this little goblin dude. Their dynamic is really cute as well. I don't know what they're called, but these little background characters, just iconic. Invisibility and Frankie. No. Next up we have Betsy and Venus. This is actually a really cool, yeah, I actually really like this relationship between Betsy and Venus. We saw that in the One Gloom and Bloom episode, I think. It was in volume 6, something like that. And how protective Betsy was over the plan. So this whole plan topic, Leo and Claude. I think somebody told me that Claude had something with Cleo, and Cleo had something with Claude because before she was with Deuce, but I think they have no dynamic at all. I don't know if it's just me, but it's just totally weird for me. Cleo and Gulia. I think Cleo is like very straight. I think she's not lesbian at all, so no. Next we have Betsy and Bonita Femur. Yes, I can see that. Frankie and Abby. They had some dynamic and I think this is pretty cool. They have some potential, I think. Cupid and Abby. They had this one episode together where Cupid was like for spring and Abby was pro winter. They had to make this little presentation, I don't know, and cute dynamic, but not like a relationship. Nathan and Avia. I think Nathan is gay, so no. Next up we have Claudine and Pharaoh. Not one bit. Gulia and Dead Fest. I mean, and it's a comic book character and it is her idol. He does not really exist, I think, but this is very cool. I mean, we all have this one superhero who we love. By the way, my favorite superhero of all time. He's more of an anti-hero, but it's Wolverine. I just love him so much since I'm like a little kid, and you can tell that the movie Logan, it fucking broke my heart, but okay, let's get on into that. It's a whole different story of my life. Next up we have Bram Stoker and Gory. What the fuck? Claudine and Venus. They were fused together in Freaky Fusion, but I don't think their dynamic's that cool. My camera battery is dying again, so let's make this fast. Hoodoo and Valentine. Actually, yes. Next up, Gina Fire and Scalita. No. Caddy and Twyla. I can see that. Yes. Rochelle and Twyla. Not really. Valentine and Cupid, no. Claudine and Torelei. Big no. Lorna and Finnegan. Yes, this could actually work. Oh my god, they're both like so hyperactive. Gigi and Caddy? Not really. Abby and Operetta. No, Operetta is with Johnny, I'm sorry. Spectra and Invisibility, because they were boyfriend and girlfriend in the books. Anyway, no, okay. My camera battery is dying right now. I have so much to do. I'm working also now. I'm working in a tanning salon. Hi. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram at Halloween Doge and Halloween Cat for more Monster Egg content. I love you guys so much. See you in the next video. Next up I had this poll and you voted which video should I do next. And I think the next one is going to be my Ever After High Wings Club and Brett's collection. So stay tuned for that, and also a room tour. So yeet guys, love you. Bye. Oh my god, look at my lipstick. White focus. Oh my god, it still looks good. Oh my god, it actually looks cute. It does not look disgusting. I always love black lipstick because then your teeth look so white and oh my god, my eyeshadow. And that's on having hooded eyes. Yes. I look like a fucking pirate.